What a spot.
I have one more good idea. Can I go?
I have a word with the chef. Oh, nice.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm getting ready. I'm about to get lunch in about an hour with Chris, but I wanted to do some like life update stuff because some stuff has happened even in just the last 3 days. A few days ago my dad fell again, which obviously stressful, and he broke his ribs, which is like so painful. So there was just like a debacle going to the hospital in the middle of the night, sorting that out. It's fine. Poor Papa though, so he's currently in like a rehabilitation center where they do a lot of exercises because I think he needs to learn to be more mobile with his like Parkinson's and stuff, and my sisters agree and he agrees obviously. So yeah, that's happening. It's just obviously really stressful. It's just like you're going about your tasks when it comes to like you know, getting him stuff for his house, blah, 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 and calling doctors and organizing appointments and stuff, and then this thing happens where it's like it has to happen now, like you have to be there now, blah, 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 which is honestly fine, but it's just so distressing, and it's sad to see him like when we got the paramedics were at his house and stuff. It was just sad. That took like the weekend, and then yesterday I saw Green Day. This is like not related, but yesterday I saw Green Day, which was nice. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was like super obsessed with Green Day like as a teen, like to the point where I would just like, my hobby was to sit in my bedroom and read the lyrics in the CD cover and just like sit there and just have all the CDs spread out on the floor and like look at the album covers and like the album artwork and stuff. And honestly, album artwork is the first time that I realized design was a job. It was the first time I was like, oh, someone made this and I could make this. And that's why I became really interested in graphic design, because we did like an assignment in graphics technology in year 9 where you would make an album cover, and I thought that was really, really fun. So then that's when I started reaching out to like bands and stuff, just emailing every single email I could possibly find there. And then someone responded, I got the job, it was great. And that was the start of my commercial career, you know? Anyway, it was really good. I love Green Day. I was nervous. I thought they'd be a bit kitschy because they're so like high production and they always play massive stadiums. I don't know, I hadn't seen them for like 10 years. This is my 3rd time seeing them. And I just thought maybe it wouldn't be good, but it was so good. They're so good live. Peaches are in season, guys, in Australia. Plums are actually really good also, like stone fruit right now. So good. Anyway, it was so good. As soon as they came out onto stage, I immediately burst into tears, and I didn't even know that that would happen. The whole time I was like, what if they're not good anymore? Like, what if I don't have a good time? I know it's not that expensive, but like it was $250 for a ticket. And I know in like AUD, yeah, that's like the most I spent on a concert ticket, weirdly. So this is their like 30th anniversary of Dookie, which is their first major label album that was like popped off and like made them famous. And it's their 20th anniversary year of American Idiot, which was obviously like their big one in 2004. So it was like 1994, 2004. So they played Dookie in full. They played some songs from like their new album and then classics like Brain Stew, and then American Idiot in full. And it was just like, I already went to the American Idiot tour when it was happening in 2005. So I already experienced those songs live, but seeing some of like the Dookie songs live was so nice. Like FOD, like I don't know, there's just so many songs that I love on Dookie. I honestly preferred like the Dookie set. Also, the freaking stage design was so nice. Oh my god, this is so good. Ignore my kitchen, it's really messy right now. We're gonna clean it because my mum's coming in a couple of days and she's staying here with Tonka while we go to Copenhagen, which by the way, thank you for your recommendations so far. I'm gonna compile like a little Google list. Anyway, it was so good. The stage design, they had inflatables. And when I say inflatables, it just means like an element of like the album covers for Dookie and album covers for American Idiot were like inflated on stage. Stunning. Every single song had a different animation. The amount of work that went into like the illustrations and animations, amazing. They had like little blow up blimps for, like, well, I saw one. I don't know if there was, I saw a plane once and I'm like, where was the plane? Anyway, this blimp was like, people were pulling it kind of like a float, like at a what's it called? A parade. But they were pulling it around and it was like floating above the crowd. So cute. It had a little sad face on it. And it said bad year. And then at some point in like a song, it dropped a bunch of toys or something. I don't know what it dropped, but I'm so jealous. So if someone got one, like, can you tell me what was in it? I'm really curious. This was like my band as like a teen. Like every single inch of my bedroom was covered in Green Day posters. Like to the point where back in the day, maybe you guys don't remember this, but back in the day in the magazines, they would have like phone backgrounds that you could buy for like, I don't know, 50 cents or something like that. In the back, you would like text this number, it would pay the person, and then you get like, not person, company, and then you get the picture and you can put it as your background for like your Nokia or whatever. But like I would cut those pictures out that were like this big and put them on my wall. Like I was actually so obsessed. It's a bit, honestly, if I saw my child being this obsessed, I'd probably send them to therapy or something. When we go on family holidays, there was this website called greendayauthority.com or .net. I would just like go on there every day and I'd just be like, what's the new photos of Green Day? I love them. So I was like really, really happy to see them and they did not disappoint. So much energy throughout the whole thing. And like Billy Joe, the lead singer, was getting emotional at the end playing Time of Life. Actually, there was a couple of songs that he was emotional. It was really cute to see him being so present still. Like they're just such good performers. If you ever have a chance to see Green Day, you would not be disappointed. Like Green Day's really good live.
Maybe they'll come back.
Sha'an, they played their set. They played their set. Come on, let's go.
No.
Speaking of music, I went to see the Kooks recently with Rocket, which that's another band from like our teen years. They are a band that Rocket introduced to me when we were young and they were so good live as well. They played all the classics, Naive, Always Where I Need to Be, Sway, which I never really loved, but now like after seeing it live, I love it. Guys, I think I'm obsessed with going to see music live. I know it's like so basic, but well, my teen favorite bands are touring again. Kisschasy is touring this year. I'm going to die. Like, okay, Kisschasy is the band that my bestie in primary and high school and I used to just like be obsessed with. We would go to like as many gigs as possible. Even if it was like an over 18s gig, we would just wait outside and we snuck into their sound check once and it was just like we got to meet them. It was so nice. Like I just freaking love Kisschasy. Like if you don't know who Kisschasy is, it's probably because they're an Australian band and a lot of you I know are not just in Australia. But if you want to hear a band that has an Australian accent that I loved like maybe 20 years ago. I still love them obviously, but they're not really releasing new music right now, but that might change. Maybe listen to them. If you'd like acoustic stuff, I would listen to their first album, United Paper People. If you like heavier stuff, listen to Hymns for the Non-Believer. Hymns for the Non-Believer is so good. Oh my God. Should we just do some favorites right now? Like, I feel like I'm on a roll. So this is like really cheering me up. I was really stressed because Papa's got into this like rehab center thing for his physical stuff and I just worried like of a change of scenery or something. Let's talk about my favorite things. It's really cheering me up. You guys know I love Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. One of my favorite books of all time. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo I love. I just read Butter. I didn't love the ending. The ending to me was a bit meh, but it was very slow at the start, which is fine. Then I slowly got into it and then I really, really wanted to read it. I thought the ending was a bit but like the experience reading was great. Also, like, isn't it interesting the way that art like changes your life? Like I literally went to buy French butter because that's what like this is based on like a murderer. So basically it's about a cook who's in jail for killing like her partners, supposedly. She's a serial murderer of lonely businessmen. She'll cook for them, she'll be wifey to them, and then they'll die mysteriously. We don't know if she does it the whole time, that's why it's so interesting, but she is obsessed with food. And a reporter goes into the prison to talk to her. She has never let any reporters in to speak to her ever. And basically she's like, you need to try butter. You need to try French butter on rice with soy sauce. We like literally went and bought 2 French butters because of this. I read some of it to Rocket. Someone's writing, this is from 2017, has made me go out and buy a butter. Like I'm sure there's other examples of that. I want to make a video about it. Like the ways in which art has like subtly made me do things. I just think that's just so interesting. This has to be like one of my favorite authors, Kuzuo Ishiguro. I think he's like a Japanese British author. For these, I would say that they weren't as like page turnery, but what they did do is they created this like world that I thought about. I still think about the worlds that I read about in these books. And I say worlds because each one is like very different and I love that. I feel like the writing style and the eeriness and maybe like the vibe is similar, but the worlds and the situations in each of these books is completely different. So I've read these 3. I've read Never Let Me Go, The Buried Giant, and Klara and the Sun. I would say Klara and the Sun and Never Let Me Go are my faves. I still love The Buried Giant, but I thought it was a bit slower. Klara and the Sun was really interesting. I did read it in quite like 1 or 2 or 3 chunks of a sitting because I was in the hospital for my asthma attack. But yeah, and then they lost me in the hospital. So like the doctor went home, but he hadn't discharged me and I was just sitting around. And so I was reading that and Rocket could not contact me because my phone battery died. Anyway, I bought this, guys. Should I continue reading this? I find it really difficult to read. Like, am I an idiot? I need someone to tell me this is worth the time because I've never read Sally Rooney before. Maybe I should have started on Normal People, but I just bought this because it was her new one. And the reason I bought it was because I saw her interview with like the New York Times and she just seemed so like into her craft. She really fully understood the way she worked. And then also she like really had a great separation of like not worrying too much about what people think or how she should do things and la 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 la. Like she had a really strong understanding of her craft and she seemed really intelligent. So I was like, oh, I want to read one of her books. I've heard so much about them. I find it really difficult to read and I can't even understand what's happening and I think I'm an idiot. Anyway, I just got a new book of his. I think this was this his first? Yes, it was his debut. A Pale View of the Hills. Also love these covers together. I need to get his full set of novels before they change the covers because they just look so good together. But yeah, I'm really excited. This one's a small, cute one. It's funny that they're all the same price when there's different sizes. I feel like the printing cost would be different. Anyway, if you're gonna read one, no, it's not gonna be like, it's like a slow burn. And it continues to burn after you finish reading, which is so interesting. I went to a rodeo the other day with Rocket's dad. I love being around Rocket's family, but I don't think I love rodeos. I have to say, I just don't like how the horses are the good guys and for some reason the cows are the bad guys. And I don't really love like tackling a baby cow. Like I want them to, if they really want to be cool, like tackle a bull or whatever. But anyway, I was in their space. I went into their, like it was like this festival thing and I was really hot. I had brought my midnight sun. Like I was wearing a black dress, a black hoodie. I look like an emo. And I brought Midnight Sun with me. After watching some of the rodeo for a bit, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. So then I went and I just like laid down under a tree and was reading this and I fell asleep. And then I woke up and like I was surrounded by people and I was like, oh my God. Like I went to sleep under this tree and no one was around me. And then I woke up and like I was surrounded by people. I didn't get the memo about the denim, although I should have guessed. I don't have a cowboy hat. And there was only 2 other POCs there out of like thousands of people. But anyway, to be expected. But would I rather stayed at home with Lucky and Honey and read our books and played our mobile games? Yeah, probably. The reason we went to this rodeo is because when we went away with Rocket's dad and Rocket's little brother and sister to see his big brother, we literally went to a speedway, which is like cars racing. It was so funny because like thank God I did not wear this dress. Basically you're sitting in the stands and these cars are racing around so much, like so quickly, and they're flinging mud. It's like flying up and like hitting you like pellets. They're like this big little pellets of mud, like almost like a goat poo. Rocket's nephew just burst into tears. He's like bawling his eyes out. He wants to leave, la la la. I'm like, Cello, like what's wrong? He's like, there's poo on me. I was like, it's not poo, it's just mud. And then he's like immediately like, it's fine. I don't know why, but I feel like Cash had told him that that was poo or something. Like, and I don't know if Cash thought it was poo, but I was just like, why would you tell me it's poo? Like he was literally rightfully so bawling his eyes out because he thought like a bunch of poo had come and flung on him, which it did look like that. That was really fun. That's why we went to the rodeo. But I don't know, I'm glad I went, but I don't think I'll go to another rodeo, just saying. Guys, this peach is incredible. It's taken me so long to eat, but I'm glad I'm savoring it. This is a perfect peach, perfect texture. I'm big on texture. Like I can't eat grapes that are soft. I need a crisp grape. I need a grape that's like an apple. For peaches, I need them to be soft, sweet, flavorsome, not grainy. You know when you can get a peach and it's overripe and it's just like so grainy and ugh. My stone fruit obsession started. Rock and I had our 16th anniversary. It's our half-life anniversary where we've been together for now more than half our lives, which is very sweet. But we went to this restaurant called Margaret. There's like it's owned by this fancy chef person. It's known for seafood. It was actually, I would say okay, but the duck, we had this duck with a plum. It was a poached plum. It was the best duck I've ever had in my life. Perfectly cooked. The plum was like soaked in like some sort of like, I would say balsamic-y, red winey, spicy, sweet, tangy, something. It was bright red. Oh, it was so good. But anyway, we started buying plums from the farmers markets. Stone fruit is in season, thank God. So like, it's really, really, really hitting the spot for me. Anyway, I should probably get ready to finish going and go see Chris. But I thought, I don't know how we got onto this. I just wanted to tell you about my dad and Green Day. Now you've got all these book recommendations. I'll put them in, if I remember, I'll put them below. If I forget to put them in the description, no, not this. Well, actually, okay, can I just say, like, I had read like a bunch of this previously and then I stopped for some reason. When I started to read this at the rodeo, I'm like, this is so lame. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cringe. And then I was like, immediately like set back into my teenage years. So I don't know what it is about this year, but like all of my interests when I was a child coming back to haunt me and like bless me. All right, let's get ready. There's so much preparation stuff to do lately, like preparing to go to Copenhagen. Hello, Baba. I've got book preparation stuff to do. I just got sent the different trim options for my new book. I'm so excited. It feels like just a bigger project because there's people assigned to like laying out the text, which is something that hasn't been done before for me. Like I've just kind of decided that with my editors in the past with Australian publishers. I don't know if it just works differently in America to Australian publishing, or maybe I just wasn't on as big of projects. Because I think that automatically like the budgets are bigger for America just because so many more people in America. There's like 300 million or something, and there is like 30 million here. I think Australia's like the same size as America, but we have so many less people. Anyway, preparing for that, I'm really excited. I'm gonna have a look at that probably today. I'm just gonna stay at home today, I think. I'm so excited to start that project. I have a really good feeling about it, guys. Like, this is gonna be my best book yet. I just can tell. The story, I just think it's gonna be amazing. Like, or at least my best yet. Rocket is in, where is he right now? He might be in Melbourne. He's shooting for Adidas. He'll be back tonight. He only left this morning and he's back tonight. But after that, we're gonna have to clean the house more thoroughly because my mom and her husband are coming to stay while we're in Copenhagen to look after the boy. I'm gonna miss my tonks, I have to say. I'm always stressed when we go away, but often we travel for work, so it cannot be helped. But I'd much rather have people look after him here in his comfortable space and send him to a academy, which I did once before, but I have to say, I don't think it's the right fit for him because he's a bit weird amongst new people, and he can be like a bit aggressive as well. That's probably Rocket and I parenting him badly or something when he was really young. For example, we played with our hands with him, which you're not supposed to do, but we did that before we realized that. So it took us a long time to get him not to like jump on people's hands. He's actually a very affectionate cat and he loves affection. And I think in those cattery situations, they don't know how to handle him, especially when they're just going in to feed him. And I noticed that they hadn't petted him, probably because he appeared aggressive or was aggressive, which is like obviously not their fault. I don't want them to get bitten. He doesn't scratch, but he does bite. And he will bite affectionately, he'll bite something, but then sometimes he will jump on your legs while you're walking through the house and bite your legs. But he's also such like a little cuddle cat. But anyway, book stuff, Copenhagen. The house for Copenhagen is in like getting this place ready for my mum, and then also packing and making sure I have everything I need. Part of the trip is with a client that I can't talk about right now, but you'll eventually see that on Instagram for sure. And then we always like to extend our client trips, because like trips where we're there because of clients, because I just think it's like fun to experience new places and not have to like travel there again on another trip, which is like a perk of being able to travel for work. Sorry babe, I know you like strings. What else am I preparing for? I guess that's it. It just feels like we've got like a few days until we leave for Copenhagen, so it just feels like a lot to do, squeezing that amount of time. And with like Papa falling and stuff, I just don't know how much time we'll have to do that, especially because Mama comes. So Mama comes in a couple of days. We leave in like a couple of days after that, so a few days we leave. And then within that, I'm gonna go visit Papa, make sure he's settled into this center, bring him everything he needs, and just visit him in general to make sure he's fine, because he freaking broke his ribs, which is crazy. And I want to have time for Mama here, so that completely throws that off because she came a couple days early so we could hang out. That's crazy, Papa. Yeah. I'm allowed to bring a sharpener on a plane. Is that
too small?
But it's a razor. You can take it out.
It depends on it. The blade will be this, so the little cuts will be.
Don't you think?
You need like this.
Oh, actually, it is quite small.
It's so small.
This is when I get excited, I think.
What? When you're packing?
Yeah. Not even packing my art supplies.
Yeah. Because it's your passion zone.
You know, and last time she came, that was just the move was happening to there was chaos there. Mama came and helped unpack Papa's house, made him a bunch of spaghetti that he could have for the next week or so. So he ate spaghetti for the whole week. By the way, Mama's spaghetti is iconic. Like, I can't explain. I wouldn't say it's Italian. It's like Asian spaghetti bolognese. Like, I can't explain it to you, just know it's the best thing ever. It's so good. Anyway, there is a doom pile on my sideboard in my bedroom, which is like our chest of drawers for our clothes. Oh god, it's not good. You know when you don't know where to put something, so you put it somewhere? For now, it's that, but it's like a lot of stuff that I actually still don't know where to put it. So I'm gonna try and tackle that tonight, but it's so much, it looks so ugly. And I want Mama and Steven to sleep in our bed, so I have to make sure the bedroom's perfection, neutral, not like too lived in, you know? Like, it can have our stuff, but I don't want it to feel like messy. I don't want it to feel like, I don't know, lived in. I can't explain it. I just want it to feel like it's a nice Airbnb or something here. That's my goal, so they can have a nice time while they're here. Does anyone have a Siamese, Tonkinese, Burmese? What are they like? Because I feel like he's quite weird. I just think he's a bit socially, a bit weird, aren't you, baby? Like, your social cues are not the same as other cats, I feel. It's because he's like really cautious, but he appears very confident, so he'll go straight up to you when you enter the house, so people want to pet him. And then he's just like, oh, this is far too soon, but he doesn't run away and sit somewhere. He's not the kind of cat to sit somewhere else. He will sit right next to you even if he's uncomfortable with you and look at you, so you feel that you can pet him. The only thing I will say is it makes it hard to get in the string. Yuck. He loves string. Anyway, it does make it hard to travel just because, one, the stress of being away from him, worrying about him while we're away, organizing it, and it can be expensive if you have to like pay someone to come in. Anywho, that's what's going on for me in the next month, for this next month. Oh, I'm also preparing to do a mural at a local library near the studio. I'm really excited to do that with like the local council, because I haven't worked with a lot of council before. It's a really interesting process. This is a case for like doing the little side projects that you feel like for your business that aren't necessary but you think will be nice. The furry little peach sticker that I put on the door. A arts person at Bayside Council walked past and they saw it and they were like, huh, and they Googled it. Obviously I came up, furry little peach, it's like pretty specifically me. And he was just like, oh, and then he reached out to me. I was like, oh, amazing. Old school marketing things are real. I was just doing it as like a fun little exercise of like, it'd be cute if it had like a sign on the door kind of thing.
Hello everyone, please enjoy this ASMR-ish preparation of my new sketchbook. I just finished my old sketchbook. It took me about like 11 months to finish this sketchbook, which I was mostly dedicated to drawing in this, and this is just a mix of like doodles, sketches, ideation for projects, just like everything, sometimes to-do lists. It's kind of awesome that it was full just when I'm preparing to leave. So I got this butter yellow sketchbook, which is definitely my color for the year. I'm obsessed. I wanted to raid my sticker collection to make it a little bit more cute. And while I do this, I just want to say a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video as per usual. If you don't know, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform for building your website. I love it. I think it's the best. Once you like subscribe to Squarespace, you don't need to pay more for different pages. You don't need to pay more for themes, which I think is unique to their platform. I've said this before, but they do a really good job of like anticipating what creatives or people that need websites will need and developing those services within Squarespace. So when I say all in one place, it just means you don't need to get an invoice software. You don't need to get photo editing software if you don't already have it. You don't need to get a different platform for a shop profile. You don't need to get anything. It's all in one place. They've got analytics, they've got newsletters, anything that you think you'll need to run your business or showcase your work or anything like that, they have that. And I've been working with them for many years and I've been using them for almost 10 years. I think it's 10 years this year. If you guys have never tried it, you're missing out. Go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach. You get a free trial and 10% off your first purchase. Now, I'm actually already back from Copenhagen. I'm actually a bit sick. The next video is going to be the Copenhagen vlog. I'm really excited. I had a great time. It was so stunning. But you'll see that later. Anyway.
That's absolutely everything I can think of to say at the moment that's going on with me. If you guys want to update me on what's going on with you, I'd love that. What are you working on? What's happening in your personal life? Can you relate to any of the stuff I've spoken about? Sometimes with the pupper stuff, it's nice to hear from you guys because last time I shared when we were moving and it was like kind of a stressful situation. Hearing your feedback really helped me. It really made me feel like other people are going through it and it's happened before and it can work out and everything can be great. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying your day and I'll speak to you very soon. Probably the next time I see you, I'm going to be in Copenhagen. So we'll do a little Copenhagen diaries kind of thing, I think. I'm very excited. Mwah. Bye everyone.